Welcome back, VOD watchers, to episode 17 of Cyberpunk 2077 with the Therapist. As always, I am very grateful for your support of my channel. It means a lot to me that you're willing to take the time to watch this playthrough and hopefully some of the others. Whether you're watching this very shortly after it's gone live or whether you're watching it several years down the line, thank you so much. I hope you learned something. I hope these are meaningful for you, and I hope you continue to come back for other games that I play through. I'm live at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, Tuesday through Sunday. I encourage you to turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel if you ever want to hang out with us. Definitely come hang out with us some night. And occasionally on Thursdays, I stream in the afternoon. To those of you that become members by hitting the join button or tip or buy merch at drmickmerch.com, thank you very much for your financial support of the stream. It really means a lot to me. And make sure you give a thumbs up to the stream and leave a comment if there's anything that you'd like to let me know or anything that you would like me to read and potentially reply to. As always, appreciate your support, and I'm looking forward to another fabulous episode. We're going to knock out some more side missions. I do enjoy doing those, and I want to make sure that I'm cleaning those up. And we're going to probably go back up to the Badlands with Pan Am, and we're gonna drive that tank, you know, because that's fun. But I got some side missions that I want to knock out, so we're gonna do some of that. Come here, car. We've had some really good conversations from some of the side quests that have been in the game too, which I really like. Night Elf, good to see you, friend. Made more peach iced tea tonight in contrast to last time. It's nice and cold. Nice. Enjoy. Enjoy whatever beverage of choice you may have while you watch my streams. Nice ride. Yeah, you like it? Pretty sick. I actually really like it. Plus, I get the dog back. The dog is important. Whoa. Whoa. How is this? Screw your construction barriers.
Hey, V. The NCPD got a call about a cyber psycho and actually sent a patrol this time, but it's been a few hours with no report back. Either those cops got scared and bounced, or... Anyway, could you check it out for me? Be much appreciated.
Oh, shit. It's another cyber psycho mission. Investigate... Oh! Zeroed in the badges. There's no way in hell Max Tech is going to bring him in alive, or the best chance he's got at getting out of this in one piece. Oh my god. Thing I got this. Oh yeah. There we go. Choco, thank you so much for the 2 months. Appreciate that very much, friend.
Better look around.
Ouch! Yeah, did that hurt? I bet it did. Woo! I shot him with an elephant tranquilizer. We're gonna headcanon that. That thing. Ooh. Oh, baby.
Well.
Alright, let's check out the other stuff we got going on here. We got some rifle ammo. Love to see that. And bounce back. That guy had no chance. I look forward to hearing him, John, when the time comes. Looks like he has really bad brain freeze. Yeah. Yeah. America after the war. The turbulent years of 2024 to 2035. Oh, God, that's coming up. At the end of the Fourth Corporate War, in order to establish relative order under the federal government, President Elizabeth Kress imposed martial law on NUS member states and nationalized the domestic arms manufacturing giant Militech. Preoccupied with their own internal issues, most of Europe and Japan paid little attention to developments in North America. Back in the 1990s, corporations had already begun aggressively purchasing huge swaths of arable land from farmers. Those who were left with no choice but to sell eventually found each other and organized into larger groups or clans to improve their odds of survival. Looking for reliable work opportunities meant staying on the move and often specializing transport contracts. Yet once the war settled down, their convoys became the single reliable, safe method of interstate shipping. In other words, this time of crisis and adaptation played a major role in the emergence of so-called nomad social class. Meanwhile, in the 2040s, Netwatch created an immense firewall, dubbed the Black Wall, to partition a safe part of the net for human use and to curb the threat of rogue artificial intelligences in cyberspace. At the organization's discretion, humanity was forced to sacrifice its access to inestimably valuable resources and knowledge for the sake of net security. Okie dokie. I like that I'm getting rifle ammo. I desperately need rifle ammo, so this is ideal. What do we have here? What do we have here? Dan, need that stuff for my head. I really, really, really need it. I'm out. Starting to think some desperate shit on loop. I know I owe you, but fuck, man, I need it. And I need it today, you know? Whatever you want in exchange, man, I'll do anything, okay? I gotta kill, steal, whatever, please. Dear Mr. Liao, I regret to inform you that, due to your repeated defaults on your payments, we are now forced to foreclose on the property for which the loan was taken out. Milagro Terrace 12. Please vacate the premises within 3 working days of receipt of this messages. Otherwise, we will introduce eviction measures as part of the Clear to Kill system. This decision is final and irreversible. Sincerely, Liam Turetsky, Customer Service Department, Bank of Night City. Dear Mr. Liao, due to the termination of your employment at Mercenary Solutions Incorporated, your health insurance policy PTSD Shield has been canceled effectively immediately. Any appointments made prior to this notice have been canceled and any medications have been discarded. Jesus Christ. We all inform you that you are welcome to use the Government Veterans Care Program. Current appointment wait time is 756 days. That sounds about right. To register for an appointment, please send the following text message, HELP. Wishing you good health and best of luck. Oh my God. And if you're listening to me read that and you're thinking, geez, wow, that sounds really terrible, that's actually not far off from how things are currently. In the United States, the fact that insurance is tied to employment is insane. And you see stuff like this happen all the time, where people could be terminated for whatever reason, and all of a sudden, your health doesn't matter anymore. It's really a scary state of affairs. If this seems extreme, we're not far off of this. Privatized healthcare is really, really, really terrible. Our psycho's out cold but alive, transferring you the data I gathered. Looks like it was an ex-merc working for some corp. As soon as he stopped being useful, they tossed him out on the street. Guy kept his combat implants, had PTSD, stopped taking his meds. You can fill in the blanks. Yep. Thanks for going the extra mile. So a badge friend of mine just sent over his data. Guy's head was a mess. Must have taken 4 times doses just to make it through the day. Eventually, the corp cut off his health insurance, the cash dried up, and then was ticking time bomb exploded. But it was really from the implants alone? Who the hell knows? Either way, your eddies are on the air. Thanks for taking care of this. Man. You know, it's so easy to blame the fact that that guy is diagnosed with PTSD on the problems. And while it certainly possibly contributes to it, if you really want to be sophisticated about these types of conversations, it's more important to hold the system accountable for being able to handle this type of thing and help this guy. We just saw by reading that computer what it looks like to have all of this shit privatized, where your access to care is restricted by employment, is restricted by privatized healthcare, where all of a sudden your PTSD doesn't matter because you're not employed, and thus we're not going to help you. And then we blame you when there are manifestations of that disorder because it couldn't be assisted with. You're telling me that the VA wait time is over 2 years? Yeah, sure. Just go ahead and hold your PTSD at bay for 2 years. And what's really sad is that this happens to a lot of folks. And instead of blaming the system that all of this happens in, we blame the individuals. And it makes my stomach turn. We already live in a dystopia as it relates to that shit. I have literally, as a therapist, I have had insurance companies come back to me and say, we're not going to cover that diagnosis. It's too severe. I'm not kidding. You think therapists and doctors are the barrier to your treatment? You are wrong. Yeah, right. When employers keep their employees at part-time so they can't have access to health insurance, yeah, super shitty. God forbid you pay the premiums. See, because here's what you got to understand about how health insurance operates in the United States in particular, okay? Health insurance companies in the United States are for-profit. They are businesses. They are run similarly to GameStop, okay? Any business, your goal at the end of the day is to make money. It's to be profitable. And we're talking millions upon billions of dollars as it relates to health insurance companies. Health insurance companies literally see mental illness, physical illness, visits to the hospital, etc., as liabilities because it costs them money. So as far as they're concerned, they need as many healthy people on their books as possible and as few unhealthy people as possible so that they can collect premiums and not have to pay out to support your health. So they will deny things constantly for the most arbitrarily ridiculous reasons, because if they quote unquote cover everything, then it's less profitable. So when you see commercials from insurance companies that are all about like, oh, we care about your health, blah, 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 be preventative, yada, yada. No. I am preventative in a lot of ways. The type of service I provide. And I have claims denied all the time for people by insurance companies that do not understand what it is that they're even denying because they see my service as a liability to them. So you literally have a business with people who work for insurance companies making decisions about people's health instead of doctors. Let me say that again. You have business people who work for insurance companies making decisions about people's health, both physical and mental, instead of doctors.
Good morning, Night City. Have you heard the latest urban legend haunting the city?
You know wild screaming at Cone Pants isn't headline news. Could just be some Screamo band set rehearsal. That or something a shade more sinister.
Is it illegal for companies to ask about your mental health? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. My sense is that you can't be asked anything about your. I don't know. Actually, I really don't. I don't know the law on that. What do you do when a claim is denied? You spend hours upon hours going through automated phone systems trying to get a human on the phone so that you can try to justify why you had to submit the claim in the first place, and you hope to God that they come around on it. And if they don't, then you have to figure out what you're going to do. Either you write off the appointment and you basically say you've done it for free, and then you have to have conversations with clients about potentially going to sliding scale or saying that you can't see them because your insurance has denied your claim. It's really awful. Yeah, if your claim is ever denied, call them back and ask for the credentials of who denied it. Yeah, that's a good little tip. It's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. It's one of those things where, like, if people actually see the inner workings of it, you see how absolutely disgusting it is. I just ask any healthcare provider about it, and they'll tell you it's a nightmare. The worst part of my job, running a practice, is working with health insurance. It is a nightmare. I wish I could read you all the codes that I get on claims that get denied, because you would not understand them. You would have no idea what they're saying, and I don't either. And I am hard-pressed to believe that the insurance company even knows what the claim says. I should copy-paste one of them sometime and tweet it out and see if anybody can tell me what it means. It's crazy. Yeah, I find it interesting too, Isaac. It is actual hell. It is worse than dealing with Comcast. All right, we gotta pay attention to what's going on here. What's going on here? This guy's got better pants, so I'm gonna go ahead and take his pants. Which I'm not hugely fond of, but they'll do. All right, now I just look like a motorcycle gang guy. I look like I drive Formula 1. I'll take it. I don't know that it's free, Sloppy, but certainly a better system than we have in the US. Oh, here we go. Quality of blood indicates deep wounds, traces of alcohol presence. Dear client, we regret to inform you that your trauma team policy has expired due to lack of payment. Please remember to activate your card immediately so we may continue to keep you healthy and safe in life's most dangerous moments. You can't afford to hesitate when your livelihood is at stake. Fuck you, trauma team. Oh, man. My blood boils with this trauma team shit because it's just so close to reality, man. Oh. No scope. Boom, headshot. Ellis. The fuck are we gonna do, Brick? Got a bad feeling Royce wants to fuck you in the ass and he's got people to back him. We gotta do something. Brick. Where the fuck have you been? I'm 100% sure he's gunning for my reins. Been walking corpse since yesterday. My advice is to GTFO while you can. You're rolling over? We have people too. Jesus, Brick. I'm not gonna work for that rusty cum stain and that fucking psycho douche smirk of his. Don't write that kind of shit, L. You believe in me so much. Believe me when I say you gotta get the fuck out. Oh, fuck you. Shit's all the Shit your shorts all you want, but I won't let Royce get away with this. And I feel bad for all these people that are trapped in this shit. Today's your day to clean up after Brick's bitch, or else the boss man finds out we made a rabid dog out of the corpse he wanted. I swear to fucking God, he makes more messes than he cleans up. It's kind of like having our own trained cougar or some shit. For real, even howls and growls and shit so much I can't sleep. Fuck you do if he screams so much. Just showed him what happens when you stand up to Royce. It was Door's idea to strip out his old chrome. Plus we beat his face like it was a fucking ski-filled piñata. Can't really talk no more, just howls like the traitor bitch he is. That means you gotta grab the mop and clean up all them fleshy bits and bloody leaves lying around dealing with our problem customers. Gonna stink it up in here soon and scare off all the eddies. Get them inside away from the trash cans already. Ain't complicated. Yikes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hate this. Hate this. There's a gang dispute. The guy's one of Brick's people. Tried to take revenge on Royce. You can guess how his solo attempt at a vendetta panned out. Got pumped full of drugs, tortured, made into this wild attack dog of a bouncer. As requested, I didn't flatline him, but honestly, I doubt there's much left to collect. In a mental sense. So I scrounged up some more info. It looks like the guy was Brick's only devotee left. All his other followers turned coat half a millisec. But I'm not sure he can be saved, but maybe we'll at least learn something new about the onset of cyberpsychosis. Nice work. Boy. Shit's depressing, man. NPR does a medical bills analysis article series every now and then where they do just that and talk about the patient's story. Usually halfway through the article, there's something where the hospital waived a huge chunk of the bill once they started getting reporters sniffing around. I believe that. You look like a member of Daft Punk, right? Oh. Depressing game when you really get down to it. Really, really depressing game. I'm not wearing those pleated pants. Alright. We're doing good here. Knocking some of this stuff out. That Colby client wants you to steal something. Rescue the person located here. Oh, that's right nearby. So let's go ahead and knock that out.
Guy named Max Jones needs help. He might disagree, but if you don't get to this stubborn gonk first, he's as good as dead. Max is a media and a good friend of mine. Need you to bring him to me. If he puts up a fight, you're cleared to use force. Like I said, he's stubborn. Deets attached.
Night City doesn't like people that like to kick a hornet's nest, and Max Jones, well, he kicked a bunch of them at the same time. Kicked them so hard, in fact, that someone put a hit out on him. Thing is, personally, I'd rather he stayed alive. Max Jones is an old friend from my muckraking days. We co-wrote a vidcast about independent farmers who were put out of biz by Biotechnica drones. Those were the days. Nowadays, Max doesn't even take my calls. He's as stubborn as they come, but now I'm worried he's really lost touch with reality. Probably thinks he can manage perfectly fine on his own, but that's what all young gonk men think, that they're invincible. Bring him to reason, will you? Sending you the cords to his hideout. If I manage to track him down, it's only a matter of time until others do too. Alright, time to go sneaky sneaky here. Maybe. Credits outro. 7 p.m. on the 6th of June 2070, and I'm Nellie Bly, coming to you live from World News Service. Today's biggest stories include further casualties from the war as Sacramento was carpet bombed last night. The USSR has also sent humanitarian aid to Night City. Independent observers claim that it's, quote, Not humanitarian aid, only trucks full of weapons. The free state of Texas has officially closed its borders to refugees from Night City. It's 7 p.m. on the 24th of October, 2074, and I'm Nellie Bly, coming to you live from World News Service. Major stories today include a cyber-psycho attack in Kabuki in which 3 people have died. An earthquake in Italy has killed an estimated 98 people. President Myers has offered to help protect Night citizens with Militech forces, though her words were sharply criticized by Night City Police Commissioner. Alright, what are we working with here? I'm glad I decided to do this. Alrighty. Any advice on powering through the current overload of demand for therapists so you can you yourself find one? Yeah, Mars, you gotta keep looking. Keep calling, keep asking around. Ask about wait lists. I mean, it can be a little bit demoralizing, but I look at it as sort of the same way as you would look at finding a job, which is you have to keep asking around. Reach out to people even if they say that they don't have any availability, and ask if that's up to date. But yeah, it can be kind of demoralizing, but ultimately, unless you keep going,
Shrapnel from a grenade tore straight through my thigh.
you won't find one.
I got blown up. By just a usual IED, improvised explosive device.
I always love when people say,
We're barely out of the ICU when they roll up. Cameras scrolling, fresh footage from the corp. Put up faces on TV, told us what to say, wanted to show people how much they care about vets. The show In Blood We Serve. That's right. They gave us Nova implants, pre-med care, even the big cats on the board showed up.
okay, so this guy is basically holed up in here, protecting himself.
Then they packed up their cameras and forgot all about you. Yeah. And get this. Those implants, we had to give them back. Replaced them with these first-gen pieces of garbage. They did us dirty, yo. Took everything from us, tossed us like... It's okay. I understand.
This world gets bleaker and bleaker the farther we go into it, man. Like, it's just on the surface, you look at this, you go, wow, people are really messed up. And then you realize, no, the system's messed up. The system's messed up.
You a corpo? Tell
Oh,
me
shit.
or I shoot.
Not a fucking suit. Name's V. Regina sent me.
Regina. Tell her she can get fucked.
Heard your interview on the way up.
Started broadcasting the moment you showed up on the feed. It wasn't finished, not like I wanted it, but at least people got the truth.
There's a death warrant out for you. But you probably already knew that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I could give a shit too. But Regina wants to help you out.
Help me out? She's the one who needs help. She was the best media I knew. Shit, she was my mentor. Now, sold right out. But I won't be bought. Not me.
Alright, I'm going to keep my distance here. Though I may have to close it in just to talk to him, but we're going to take this slow. Basically, it's I want to take matters into my own hands instead of being killed by somebody else. I'm going to do it myself, it seems. Gotta take this slow.
Regina was your mentor?
Not just mine. She was the best war reporter in Night City.
But then she turned fixer.
Yeah, like I said, sold out. Things used to be different. The media's word fucking meant something. We tracked those sons of bitches every dirty move. And now, you can prove Halt's in Arasaka's pocket, and nobody gives a flying turd fuck.
Put you in touch with some nomads. Join them. Ride with them. Let this blow over. Give yourself a break.
A break from what? From responsibility? Sorry, but that's not my style.
So why do that veteran piece? If we're all so fresh out of fucks to give.
So that people start asking questions? Start wondering. Just like you, now. Maybe that little grain of discomfort will grow into dissent. Who knows? I figure it's worth a try.
Come on, let's go. You go the way of the gonk here. Won't change a thing.
Running won't change anything either. I'll manage without your help.
This all out of spite for Regina. You got something to prove to her?
You don't know Jack.
You got an itch for the truth, don't you? If you want to know who Regina is now, what she really fights for, just go and see her. At the very least, it'd mean a lot to her. Max?
I'll talk to her, but that's it.
That's all I ask.
Okay, just gotta download a few things.
Do what you gotta do.
I mean, it's noble. Dude wants to help. Somebody's got to give a damn. Car's waiting for you. Okay. Let me just loot your little area here. If you don't mind, big dog. Go ahead and use your computer too. Max, a job just came through, and it's a very big price on your head. Somebody already took it. This isn't a joke. You could be killed. Let me help you. Come to my place, and I'll give you somewhere to hide until things quiet down. And listen, I know you still have a grudge against me, and not without good reason, but the time has come for us to put that aside, okay? Above all else, we're friends, even if our lives went in different directions. And remember, we have more in common, and I don't just mean our last names than you think. Max, I'm begging you, pick up the hollow. Hello, I'm contacting you about a matter that might be of interest to you concerning war veterans. I have evidence that the In Blood We Serve was nothing but a clever gimmick. The campaign's main goal was to help veterans, and indeed they were given help, but only temporarily. Allow me to explain. Soldiers who lost their limbs while on active duty were chipped with preem-tier implants. The problem was that after 6 months they had to give them back to the corporation. Their veterans allowance, which was meant to last indefinitely, was also taken away. I have proof for all of this, documents, stills, etc. I can also put you in touch with the veterans involved. I'll send all in 48 hours. Jesus. Sounds interesting. Why me? And why do you want this information to come to light? What's in it for you? We had an interview once. You were honest vulture. I know it. As for my reasons, let's just say I have them and leave them at that. I'd rather focus on how what I'm telling you is true and that the good people were exploited. Tomorrow I'll start transferring the files in the Blood We Serve program. Jeez. Boy, man. Come on, buddy. Let me check the closet first. Got it from somebody. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, right? Like, think about that for a second. It's all about initial image. People forget about...
What's next?
Hold on.
Champagne? Black market synth cigars?
No time to waste. Let's go.
Take care, Max.
Yeah, you too.
Initial impression is like the most important thing. Think about that, right? Like, okay, so 6 months. That's enough time for people to see this initiative, donate to it, see that veterans got what they needed, and then as soon as people see that the thing that they thought was going to happen happened, they generally drop it out of their psyche. So this corporation basically said, haha, after 6 months, we're going to take your shit back, and nobody's going to care. Because as far as everybody's concerned, all these veterans got the help that they needed. And I mean, that holds true for so many of us, right? Like, even if you donate to something, if you see some sort of movement, right? Like, you see what they want you to see. You see the initial things. You see the fundraising. You see how much money certain people get. You see the initial, like, wow, look at this. It was spent to purchase this for everybody. And then what you don't see is if there's lack of maintenance of that program. And this is an example of that. Everybody sees these people get what they need, and then they forget about it, and the company can get away with this shit because then nobody cares anymore. It's really a shame. You know, it's no different than being like, wow, look at look at these veterans at the VA. They get access to mental health care, and then all of a sudden you don't see that there's limitations on that mental health care, right? People like the idea of things. And yeah, that's a good example, Feather.
Thanks for the help. Glad you got through to that stubborn mule. Looks like I'm up to bat with him now. Gig closed.
Yeah, I'd say so, Regina. All right, these are cool. We're actually getting some really neat stuff from some of these side missions. Thanks again for handling the issue in good faith. I'm tossing a little extra. You can collect it at the drop point. All right. Damn. That was some good money there. Sell all that off. We'll sell our junk. All right. Cool. A little extra money. Yeah, you just got to be careful not to make overgeneralizations on that junk, because there are some very legitimately good nonprofits. I think when we get too far down the line of saying, you know, what if all nonprofits are, you know, corrupt in some way, that becomes problematic, because, you know, poisonous nonprofits are really problematic because they spoil people's faith in good ones. That's why it's so important to hold people accountable, like even therapist to therapist. Like, you know, one bad therapist, remember that TikTok we talked about, right? Like one therapist who does something really awful that destroys people's faith in the profession makes it an uphill battle for all of the legitimately good people that really are in things for the right reasons and do the right thing. Why it's so important to hold each other accountable to high standards and stuff, because otherwise people make really heavy generalizations about things that can actually be not in their best interest. Oh no! Talk about not in my best interest. No. Whoopsies. Not great. Not great. Oh, looky there. Oh, it cost me $100 to pull it out of the water. Honestly, pretty affordable. Let's maybe not do that again, though. Sorry, Doug. Yeah, and then you end up being defensive when you try to get help. Takes one bad experience, yeah. Yeah, sloppy. They do. I still get views on my video that was counter to it.
This arm, it is not mine. None of this meat, cold, dead metal, all of it. What have I done to deserve this? To fall victim to Hinsa. It itches. Should it itch? Why do I feel anything? It is nothing but I'm feeling metal. Calm down. Forget your own soul. You must save his. Help! Someone please help me! Anyone!
I'm gonna read what's here. I've read this before. The Catholic Church has never taken an official stance on implants, but the significant presence of all matter of bodily modifications among the clergy would seem to suggest, just like other branches of Christianity, that implants are completely acceptable in the eyes of the Church. The Mormon faith holds a different view. According to their tenets, no God-fearing Mormon can sport body-modifying implants, whether for aesthetic or functional purposes, the sole exception being life-supporting or other strictly health-related cyberware. When it comes to the Islamic faith, imams regularly speak out against cyberware, though actual possession of bodily modifications is not officially prohibited. Judaism does not have any provisions on implants, with the exception of Hasidic communities, where they are regulated individually by the community's tzaddik. Okay, let's see what's going on with this guy.
What happened? Your implants, they look half done.
Done or not done? It is of no importance. A bhikkhu does not defile his body through cyber modification. It is against the Platimoksha. And yet, they knew about this. For me, there is no return.
Oh no.
Hold on. Somebody forced you.
Not just me, my brother too. They drugged us, desecrated my body. And all the while, they mocked me. How can you do this to a fellow human being and still mock them?
Oh. If people are not mindful of the way that their brain works, people become incredibly threatened by things that they do not understand. And when people become threatened by things they do not understand, they often seek to control that thing. Sometimes, at the very worst, people control that thing by harming others. This guy was literally forced into body modification, probably so that the people who did it could make a point. And that is truly tragic and abhorrent. I am sure that this guy probably was not causing any harm. And because people were unsure about what he was pushing or talking about, because people were uncomfortable with not understanding this guy's doctrine, they decided to take control by messing with him. And have literally ruined the man's life. And the way that people are able, you might be asking yourself, how do people do this? How could people do this? How could somebody in their right mind force modify this guy? The answer to that is objectification. It is the same mental process that so many of us go through with folks who are homeless, with folks who follow certain doctrines that we don't agree with folks who identify in ways that we don't understand. We use labels to depersonalize them and objectify them so that instead of interacting with and manipulating a person, we are interacting and manipulating a thing that has been overgeneralized into overly simplistic representation. I'm sure that there is some sort of slang term for this guy. We use slang terms all the time. You know, for homeless folks, we call them hobos, right? Vagrants, things like that. Those are all designed to create overgeneralizations that depersonalize us from the empathy that would stop us from doing this. Because if you have an ounce of empathy for this guy, you would not do that to him. You wouldn't do it. But the problem is, empathy is not always comfortable. Empathy can be uncomfortable. Empathy can be scary sometimes. Empathy can be activating. And people will rally against that. They don't want to be slave to their empathy, so they become cold-hearted, and they control it through doing stupid shit like this. People do this stuff all the time. That's why labels are very... labels have been weaponized throughout history to do this. That's why the N-word was used for slaves, right? People jumped through hoops back during the days of slavery to make slavery okay. We dehumanized black folks to use them as slave labor. And people legitimately believed it because you had people who were smart, people in positions of power who perpetuated the objectification of those folks. When you start seeing things as people, makes it a lot harder, makes you a lot more squirmy to some of the atrocities that people go through and create for other people. This is heartbreaking shit, man. And we do the same thing with convicts, felons. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We do it with lots of folks that don't fit a ridiculously idealized standard.
Makes no sense. Who'd go and do something like this? And why?
We were out begging for alms when they approached us. They laughed at us and asked if we would take implants as a donation. They looked more machine than human. They told us they would improve us like tools.
Maelstrom. How about your brother? He's still with him?
Yes, I was first. Then they were trying to decide how to modify him. You look like someone who can reason with these people. I beg you, please, help my brother. I only hope it is not too late. I do not wish for him to end up like I have.
What's in it for me? Are you fucking kidding me, V?
Fine. I'll help. But just so you know, things might get ugly. Maelstrom doesn't mess around.
There must be some other way. Help us, please. But without any bloodshed. I beg you.
I'll see what I can do. Either way, your brother's getting out.
I do not know how to thank you. They're keeping him in a shop just north of here. You shall find it next to the road along the docks.
How poetic. A monk in distress. They should include this in your epic.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny.
What are you gonna do? Cross your legs and meditate till they drop dead?
Wish you dropped dead.
There it is. Oh, baby. Two things, okay? Johnny Silverhand, right on cue, as we have talked about countless times in this playthrough. We see something incredibly tragic and devastating, and what does Johnny Silverhand do? He jumps in and makes a crass, ugly comment. He is outrageously predictable at this point. Outrageously predictable. Johnny feels this. And Johnny merging with us means that he's probably feeling even more empathy than he might generally, because he probably learned strategies throughout his life to stuff that down. So he comes in and is an asshole to separate himself from the amount of empathy that we're experiencing here. Johnny's got some work to do with that. All right, I can't really touch that. There's not much I can do with it, but it is, the writing's on the wall. It doesn't necessarily excuse him being an asshole, but I don't really have to worry about what Johnny says because nobody else can hear him. So I don't really give a shit what he says, because I know that when he says that, it's because he's empathizing with what's going on. Now, the other point I was going to make before Johnny showed up was, consider the unbelievable mental fortitude it would take for this guy to say, please find a non-violent way to resolve this. He has had his body desecrated by these people. He has had his entire identity turned upside down. And his first thought is, please do this as peacefully as possible. That type of empathy should be celebrated, but should not be used as a means to enable the horrible behavior of the people that harmed him. Otherwise, what happens is people who do this horrible shit get away with things because there is so much empathy and lack of accountability. So we would want to appreciate this guy's empathy, but also we still need to hold those other folks accountable. And that needs to happen systemically. We need to show that this is the type of person we value. We don't have to agree with his doctrine. We don't have to agree with his religious doctrine. But how freaking horrific. I mean, it's basically bodily rape. Like, it's not sexual, right? But like, this guy literally had his body modified against his will. Can you imagine? I hope the monk didn't think I gave him the finger. Alright, we're saving this guy. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, you know what? The other point that I'm going to make about this, of why people do these horrific things, it's an overcompensation with control. One of the things that people don't like to acknowledge often are certain possibilities. You pass by somebody who's homeless on the street, people don't like to acknowledge that there's a possibility that it could be you. You see somebody who is attracted to folks that you aren't attracted to, and there's the possibility that maybe that's something that you're capable You see somebody do something nice for somebody, and you haven't done anything nice, and you see yourself as capable of doing that, but then you have to recognize that you haven't. When people see things that they don't understand or don't, necessarily agree with, and then have to confront the possibility that maybe, perhaps, it's something that's possible for them, but their values are very anti that, they will overcompensate by over-controlling that. By showing force. There's a chance that the people who are modifying these guys are potentially not okay or mad about the fact that they are modified. They see somebody who is not modified. They look back and go, man, there's a possibility that that could have been me. I could have made choices where I didn't have these cybernetic implants. And so I'm going to take my anger out on a person who represents that possibility for me. A possibility that I'm very sensitive to because I made decisions to modify myself that way. That does not justify their behaviors. But it is an explanation for potentially why people overcompensate with that control that actually can lead to, violence. Is behind every massive show of force that appears to be incredibly awful, there is generally going to be some form of insecurity or projection that's there that's not fully understood. It doesn't make it okay that people act on that. People have to be held accountable for that. But if you can intercept that and get in front of it and help people understand that and the way that it's affecting their behavior and see it in context, sometimes you can block that kind of thing from happening because then people make better decisions. We're going to find out. I'm sure we're going to get an opportunity to talk to these people, but Jesus.
Listen, what if instead of an arm, he chipped him thing? Every time he'd have to take a piss, he... and then he'll start a next-gen Buddhist fellowship of... Get this, full metal monks.
Please! Dharma has brought me peace. Do not deprive me of him.
Open your flap again and I'll rip your tongue out.
So this is where they're keeping our fellow brother.
Oh, this is awful.
Got him!
Are you serious? That guy saw me so quick. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I guess I'm less frustrated that I killed these guys than I have been about some of the other folks I've killed in this game. Man, he spotted me so fast. Hey, dude.
Calm down. It's over now. I'm not with them.
So, what are you doing here? What happened?
Glad I got here in time. Are you okay? Did they do anything to you?
I was lucky. They could not decide which implant would be funnier.
Cyber psychos. The lot of them.
One of them wanted to remove my jaw. The thought itself gave me shivers. Thankfully, did not get the chance. To what do I owe this intervention of yours?
Was walking by, caught some lame jokes about metal monks. Thing about Maelstrom. They're never just joking. Nah. The truth, your brother sent me. He didn't want the same thing to happen to you.
Weird.
Thank you for coming to my rescue. but my life is not worth the deaths of others. One good deed does not justify the suffering you have sown. You have committed evil in its purest form.
I liked your brother more.
Okay, V. You know what? I understand that. That's fair. That is fair. I didn't really want to go in here and kill all of them. I really don't know how I would have done this without that. But I could have done better. I could have done a distract enemies thing, and I didn't. But yeah, that he gets to have that. He's not entirely wrong, but how selfless, man. So we could go into this with a couple of different perspectives, okay? He says that if your first reaction to that is you ungrateful prick, you've got to take a step back. You've got to take a step back and realize that that's potentially us shoving our own sensibilities on this guy. His brother said, try not to kill anybody. And of course, his brother similarly has the same view. And if he doesn't appreciate that I killed everybody in order to save him, that's okay. I made the decision to kill everybody. I can live with that decision. And if he wants to be mad at me, I'm not going to take it away from him. I'm not going to make this about me. I went here to do this for him. This isn't about me, Mr. Savior. Hey, look at me. I helped you. This is about this guy's well-being, and I went there and did what I could to protect him, and he gets to be angry about it. He didn't consent to my saving him in the same way he didn't consent to being taken and modified. So we got to take a step back here and put ourselves in his perspective there and hear his response there, not as a personal slight on me, but as a expression of his doctrine. And that is something that I can respect. We don't get to flip this automatically and now make it about me. Look at how awesome I am that I saved you. This was always about him and his well-being. I did this because I wanted to make sure that he was protected.
How'd you even get taken by Maelstrom? Most people avoid him like the plague.
We are here as strangers. We wander from place to place. When we arrived in Night City, we had no time to identify its dangers.
Don't monks live in monasteries?
It used to be they did not. My brother and I belong to a group that follows the earliest Buddhist teachings. It is an interesting life. We have met many unusual people.
Yeah, so I see.
There's no need for sarcasm. We know the world is dangerous. But if one takes no risks, one will never know what lies beyond their front door. I'm sure you understand.
I do. Right, so don't I get a thank you? Absolutely not. Didn't really have a choice? Yes, I did. So your brother's waiting for you.
Your brother's waiting for you. Not far from here.
First, I must catch my breath, and then I shall go. It is him who shall need saving now.
I get it, fine. Who knew monks were ungrateful little brats? Maybe you should apologize for saving his Gannic ass, too. Tired of assholes saying there are good and bad people in this world. There are only good choices and shitty ones. Must have made a good one, because why else would Karma leave all this sweet gear just ripe for the picking?
I like where you're going with this.
There you go. All right. So if you only do things because of the thank you, you should really evaluate why you're doing them. I didn't do this for the thank you. I did this because it felt right and because I wanted to help that guy and his brother requested it and it felt like the right thing for me to do. I'm not going to apologize that in the same way I don't expect this guy to apologize for his doctrine. Like, really? I'm gonna get pissy and regret this entire thing because the guy didn't say thank you? No. That is shallow as hell, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, am I gonna loot this place? You bet your sweet ass I'm gonna loot this place. there's other ways we could have got in here, apparently. I didn't necessarily have to come in from the front door. How about that? What's your choice, though? He's not wrong, but V should feel like you did something wrong. You did go in with the intent of nonviolence, and it went bad. They were actively shooting you. No, it's true, right? But I can still appreciate that that guy would rather me have maybe even not come in than to kill those guys. I mean, again, he gets to have his perspective of that. I'm not going to try to change that. I made the decision I made. I'm sure the guy's probably grateful to be alive, and that's cool, right? Like, if he said, "Screw you, man, you shouldn't have saved me," okay, I'm sorry I did. It felt like the right thing to do, right? Like, the impact of my actions is arguably more important than my intentions. And so, you know, we'll see what happens. But I did what felt like the right thing in that moment. And I didn't do it because I was expecting to get a giant thank you. I did it because, to me, it seemed like it was right. Yeah, we'd be dead if I didn't shoot back. That's exactly correct. I have a hard time believing that those guys weren't going to chase my ass out of there. You know? Man, these side quests have been really great. I've really enjoyed these tonight. This is the moment in the stream where, as always, I express my appreciation for all of you being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to consume my content in whatever way it is that you do. VOD watchers, thank you so much for watching the VOD. Those of you that are here in chat live with me, thanks for being here for some amazing conversation fodder. I really enjoy this. This has been a cool episode. I hope you've been enjoying this. These conversations are a lot of fun to have. And I do want to make the point that, like, I don't claim to be correct all the time universally, no matter what. I know that I'm very strong in my convictions in what I say, but I realize that there are different perspectives on these things. I only share mine. So, you know, if you ever need to, you can take the things I say with a grain of salt. If you disagree with something I say, that's totally okay. But this is my thought process, and my assumption is that the reason you watch me play this game and other games versus others is because you want to hear what I have to say. So that's why I'm so direct about it. Let's see if we can talk to this guy.
What happened? Did you find my brother?
Of course I found him. He's safe and sound. Just needs to catch his breath.
Thank you. The universe will reward you for your good deeds. I should not give in to base emotions, but I feel such a great relief that he is unharmed.
Oh, I wish you guys the best, man.
V, got a gig for you. One I'd rather not have. Bryce Stone, preacher on TV. His son was brutally murdered. Only way to catch this child killer is to get your hands on the original BD that recorded the whole thing. Yeah, you heard that right, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
More info attached.
Oh boy, you're gonna make me watch it? I hope not. My good friend, the televangelist Bryce Stone, don't ask, it's complicated, needs our help. His little boy was kidnapped and brutally murdered a few days later. The NCPD dropped the case due to lack of evidence, or funds. Bryce decided to take matters into his own hands and found the BD scroll of his murder, but the virtue's heavily edited, meaning there aren't a lot of clues to go on. If you could get your hands on that raw cut, there's a chance we could identify the murderer. The virtue was put out by 2 XBD tuners, Gottfried and Frederick, and Northside. I'm betting they still have the original somewhere. Just watch out for the maelstrommers that are guarding them. Jeez. Yeah, man, BDs are... they're cool in theory, but oh shit. Steal their money. BD 1C. Oh, is there not a BD 1C? Let's see, BD. Oh, big fail. Big fail. All right, whatever. Don't care. Didn't need it anyway. Wait, am I able to just keep doing this? All right. 1C 55 BD 1C. 1C 55 BD 1C. There we go. Easy peasy. Messages, whatever. I'm so fucking over this. You have no idea. I don't want to do anything, and I mean nothing. Don't want to crack skulls, get wild at a party, like nothing. Like something switched off in my head. I'm just stuck here with these BD losers. You know that father-son duo? Calls his dad Papa? Like, what the actual fuck? And I'm wondering why they don't even fucking bother. Or why they even fucking bother. They're sitting on piles of money. They don't need to do anything. They're still tuning snuff all day. Like, what the fuck? Am I right? Feeling alone and kinky? Women... Oh, God. I don't want to read that shit. I'm not into it. Surveillance system. Let's turn that off. Actually, we probably... Let's do a takeover just to double check. This part's good. What else we got? Okay, we got one guy. Easy peasy.
You see it?
See what? One where she drowns?
Ah, one where... The granny with a slice and dice.
Still can't fathom why you watch that shit.
Seeing those weak, flabby meat suits gets me harder than crow.
Oh, this is gonna be tricky. I don't know how I'm gonna get past these guys because I can't reboot both optics at the same time. Maybe we can go around. Yeah, let's go around the backside here.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll have to get our hands dirty, but... Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
This guy's gonna see me as soon as I open fire here. I don't know that I have an option. Yeah, I don't have an option. I'm okay with this. It is what it is. Not super ideal, but...
There's zero in us! Why? Oh, God damn it! Killing us off! One by one!
Shoot at me all you want.
Cut! Right there.
Right before he gets...
What do you think? Else it'll feel like stabbing a pillow.
Oh my god, these guys. Are you serious?
Okay, pulling up by one frame. Augmenting pain feedback and Ferris
Oh my god. So these guys are literally like just watching this, no problem, and are editing it. Oh man, oh man. They're literally editing a child murder so that other people can watch it.
Sweat out. Hey, good thinking, Papa.
I get that the money's good, but dude. What up, assholes?
Wakey, wakey, gentlemen.
What's happening? Security!
Too far away to hear us. Well, let's not do anything rash here. We just tune and sell. We don't scroll. Honest to God.
Got a little family affair going here, huh?
People want to buy, so we sell. Business is business.
Looking for something in particular?
You know, if it wasn't us, there'd be someone else.
These guys are using the worst excuses in the book. Are you kidding? If it wasn't us, it'd be somebody else, so it might as well be us. We're just the messenger. We just distribute it. We don't make the child porn. We just distribute it. Oh my God. The amount of things people come up with sometimes to defer accountability is outrageous. At the end of the day, you are making the decision to edit this BD and send it out. There is nothing you're going to tell me that is going to change the fact that your behaviors, no matter how you justify them, are your behaviors. You gotta, if it wasn't us, it'd be somebody else. Holy shit.
Want to see something really hardcore?
Freddy! We just supply what Night City demands. That's all.
You're an idiot.
XPD of a preacher's little boy. Murdered. Ring any bells?
Which preacher?
I just got a fresh batch with boys. No clue who their daddies are. Gonna need more.
Bryce Stone, circuit rider on News 54. Son was Bobby Stone, 12 years old when he died.
Are we talking black, white?
Oh my God.
Any identifying marks?
Oh my God. This guy, these two guys are seeing enough BDs of boys being murdered that they literally cannot pinpoint which person I am referring to when I inquire. Let that sink in for a second. The reason these guys don't know what I'm talking about is because they have an abundance of supply of this. This is the kind of thing where if you're like a cop or something, you're starting to think, oh boy, are we going to use your ass to nail all the people that are submitting this shit. Holy crap.
Style of execution?
Papa? I think I know the one he wants. BD 9430.
Preacher's boy. Who murdered him? Who gave you the XPD?
Nobody gives us anything. They leave dead drops. We just go pick them up.
That's all we do.
Things secure for everyone involved.
Oh my God, we're such victims of this process. Oh, feel bad for me. They're just dead drops. If I knew who it was. Oh, if somebody else would do it. Oh. God.
XPD was raw when you got it. Must have noticed something in the background, some kind of clue. Reflection in the mirror, tattoo, anything.
Our only concern is with imperfections, not who makes them.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a perspective here that I'm going to acknowledge up front may not be popular if people do not carefully listen to what it is that I'm saying. Okay? So please mindfully listen to what I am about to say. And if you need to go back and repeat this section to hear it again, I encourage you to do so. As a therapist, so as a person, I cast immense judgment on this. Okay? As a person, I look at this guy, and you've seen my reaction up until this point. This guy, this is utterly irredeemable what this guy's doing. However, in a professional context and in a world where I like to believe rehabilitation is possible and that people are capable of learning, I have to take a step back and I have to remember that if you remain curious and if you ask the right questions, you will find that everything people do makes sense to them for a reason that is logical. We are hearing some of the justifications that this man has had to make in order for him to do utterly abhorrent things, objectively abhorrent, awful things. It very well could be that he and his family were strapped for cash and that this was the only way they could figure out how to gather enough resources to be able to survive. I don't know what the story is, but I guarantee you if we had an opportunity to ask these guys the right questions, we would get an answer there that, as hard as it would be, we would find empathy for. That does not excuse the behavior. It does not make what these guys are doing okay. But if you believe in redemption, if you believe in people having a chance, if you yourself would expect people to give you the benefit of the doubt in this world, you have to take a step back and say, well, we need to figure out that thought process then, and we need to help these guys recognize how poor of a decision this was. We need to help these guys recognize that there are alternative decisions that could be made in these moments. That this is something that does not have to happen. We absolutely put them away. We hold them accountable for what they did. We don't let them off the hook. But if we believe that this is something that, they deserve to have an opportunity in some way at redemption, perhaps they might even be able to speak to the process that led them to doing something like that so that we could prevent that kind of thing from happening later on with the people that he's alluded to would be doing it if they didn't. Then that's the perspective we have to take. And that's the perspective that I, as a mental health professional and therapist, have to take, because not everybody that a therapist sees is going to share the same sensibilities. And it is important for us, this is why it's my job, to have empathy for and figure out how to get in there and do some meaningful work. That is not for everyone. And I recognize that entirely. But if you really want if you want the Ryan steps into his therapist hat perspective on that, that's the perspective that you take here. It does not justify what they have done at all. They have to be held accountable for it. But they also... If we believe in redemption, if we believe in rehabilitation, if we don't believe in just locking people away and letting them rot, that's kind of where you got to go with it. And it's hard to do, but it's there.
Kindly hand it the fuck over. Now.
All right, please, just relax.
Just take it.
Freddy! Sir, it's just behind us on the shelf.
BD 9430.
I don't know which episode specifically it was, Z, unfortunately. Now, this is a really interesting moment here because I don't know what's going to happen with these guys. I could go vigilante justice and pop a hole in their skulls. That would ensure that this never happens again. And let me tell you, it's tempting. Because I could do it. And I think a lot of people would say, yeah, man, that's justifiable.
That's it. That's the one. Just take it.
And do we trust... And here's the other part, right? Do we trust Night City PD to do anything with this? Do we take Regina at her word that she's going to do something? It is an incredible position of power that we have here. Incredible position of power. We literally walked in on them doing this. We have them dead to rights. I wish I could call Regina and ask what she would do. We killed all the bodyguards with reckless abandon. Didn't think twice about it. But it's a slippery slope here, man. Slippery slope.
Freddy, no! Freddy! Frederick, answer me right now! My only boy, stay with me! Don't do this, don't make me do this on my own, please.
It's just a matter of time, motherfucker! It's killing!
I made my choice. Yeah, we got a lot of information, right? He said, don't make me do it alone. He was going to keep going.
Great work, B. Let's hope it helps trace the motherfucker who scrolled the thing. Gig's closed.
The other reason I did that, and I acknowledge that there are probably going to be people that tell me I had no right to do it. The other reason I did that is because those guys would have also had an opportunity to wipe all the BDs that they have. That they could have trashed all the supply that they had. And you know what? If NCPD and Regina have access to those BDs and can go in there and grab them all and can nab some people, if for no other reason than selling shit like that to those guys, okie dokie. There are cops right there. Go right up to them. Say, hey, boys, you got some crazy shit in there you got to deal with. Also, thanks for the help on the guys that were standing outside there trying to shoot me. Yeah, pretty awful, right, Cataclysm? Pretty awful. That guy had his son involved with that. It's abhorrent. That guy could watch other people's sons die, no problem. For money, for biz. Rough. Really rough. This has been a heavy-ass night. I'm only doing side quests, and this shit has been just... wow. I probably, in hindsight, should have shot the dad first and given the kid an opportunity to share what was going on. If he was saying, like, I was trapped into this and whatever, I probably should have gone that direction. I let my emotion get the best of me and I killed the dad. Or I killed the son to send a message to the dad, and that probably was not the right decision.
Can't hide. You know that.
But ultimately, it's done, so. The amount of depersonalization to do that, though, man.
Hey, quick gig. Maelstrom clept a Malorian van. They're holding it in one of their hideouts. Address I attached. Go there and nab the shard from that van. Other words, you're klepping from the kleppers. Need more info? Scan the attachment.
V, big news going around town. A Malorian van was stolen on Sir Francis Drake Avenue. Maelstrom claimed responsibility. It just so happens that one of my informants saw the whole thing, and he was smart enough to trail them using a drone. Hard part's over. We already know where they stashed the van. I'd say we got lucky, but the truth is my people got to know how to get shit done. Okay, I'll quit flattering myself. Go to the chop shop and find a data bank in the van that has Malorian's transplant route data. Gangsters have no idea it's worth more than all the cargo they're sitting on.
You're here. I know you are.
Alright, let's see. Is there an alternative way around here? Probably not, which means that I'm going to have to reboot this dude's optics when I get the opportunity. But first we're going to do this. And we're going to... Uh-oh. Wow. The guy's like, oh no, I couldn't have possibly saw what I thought I saw there. Well, they give me a lot of time for this.
Come on out, you. Here I go. This day being done.
Oh, I tried. Oh, shit. Shit.
Get him the fuck off me!
Why do I gotta do everything myself?
Overheat. What? Oh, is it freaking Netrunner here? Oh, there's a camera. Oops.
Can't hide. You know that. Back into my sights.
Damn it.
We're done.
Hey, gotta cover a friend and do a run for Malorian. And going out with the boys for a drink after the gear's delivered. Would you look at that? How nice of you to give me a heads up, for example. Gil can't see you tonight. Gil, I'd rather hang out with the boys. I'm just thrilled. I messaged you before, don't you remember? Sending you a still of our comp. God, I hate reading these. They're so annoying. I don't care about your text messages. Let's take a look around this warehouse, though. There's probably some decent stuff in here that I might as well nab while I'm here. How about me ripping faces off, man? I have to say, I'm feeling good about my shots tonight. Let's go up in here.
On the flow of refugees from the Netherlands.
Get some ammo, some max stocks. Corporate Wars the musical. That must be fun. Rifle ammo. More max stock. Knives. More eddies. Not really. I don't care enough to hack that. Playing cards. Damn, dude. People in Night City love playing cards. Alright, let's grab the van. Let's get the hell out of here.
Media attention a few years ago when Sydney residents organized a protest in response to the planned euthanasia by Blue Mountain Disease Control of nature's last surviving real-life teddy bear. That's all for today's World Report. Thank you for choosing N54 News.
Oh, I thought there was supposed to be stuff in here. Alright, there we go. Steal the data bank. Leave the area. Oh, alright, so it's just the data. We don't need the van itself. Alright, cool. Well, then I'm out. Pause it at the drop point. Can do. Shit. All right.
Thanks for the shard. Sure it'll come in handy. Gig closed.
I have enough to buy that car. All right, we got one more. Let's go ahead and knock this out while we're here. Knock it out while we're here.
Hey, V. How's things?
Good,
Still
Regina.
alive? Hope so, because I got a new gig for you. You got a clever recording of a Maelstrom initiation. Want to know more? Check what I attached.
Okay. Got some paparazzo work for you. Need to get my hands on a recording of the Maelstrom initiation ceremony. TLDR, to get into the gang, you need to undergo an optic nerve split operation, a rite of passage of sorts. Footage of the whole thing, that's what I'm paying for. Got a tip you could find just such a reel at the Heaven Med Clinic. It's a place they put all the new recruits under the knife for the first time. Op rooms are all fitted with cams too. Could be a file, an entire disk, access to the servers, I don't care. What matters is the footage. Get it done. Got it. Maelstrom will not be pleased. That is for sure. Reboot that guy's optics, drag him to the dumpster across the street.
Oh, come the fuck on.
Over here, buddy. Hey, Red Devil, thank you for the sub. That is not a bad idea, Skog. Because boy, have we ever left him hanging. Alright, let's see if we can go through that window. I do like the stealth in this game. I just haven't been particularly great at it. I have to acknowledge that.
Fortunately, after their rescue and
follow your instinct.
Immediately return to work. Moving from below the earth to above it. And now it's time to establish a new colony. Subdivided into 3 areas: industrial, scientific, and residential modules.
70% real blood dripping meat. Slaughterhouse. Satisfy your instincts.
Yes, but can you truly put a price on your security?
Alright, can we turn off security from here?
Welcome to N54 News. I'm
Maybe
Jenny
not.
Jordan,
Oh, shit.
and this is the latest from around the world.
Ooh, that was close.
Lunar Rimskaya uranium mine collapse that occurred just outside Novosibirsk in southern Siberia. With a heavy, as you recall, 35
Oh god. Oh god.
Supposed to have just sliced his optic nerve, but no, shit went straight for his nervous system.
Oh boy, I don't think I'm doing this cleanly. I think we gotta go guns blazing now.
Right, but the gunk made it worse. Before it was just the lower half, and now it's a... well, you know. Fuck me. Let's have us some fun!
Come on, V. Where is what we need? This is cleared out. I was expecting this stream a nice tank ride, but we have to shower seeing awful shit. I know. I thought the same thing.
Before the sixth extinction wipes us all out. You think they'll stop at food? What about our bodies? There's no chunk of them that can't be cut, improved, and modified, so that every breath we take, every heartbeat generates profit. And what about you children?
What? Oh. All right. I think we these extra dudes coming from? Thought I took care of this. Whoa! See that guy, obviously. All right, that's it. I don't have to drop it off. See you soon. Outer space is lonely. I'll be waiting. Really? He's gonna launch himself to the moon? Oh shit, Judy going wild over here. Hey V, everything okay? Yeah, I'm good. Something happened? I'm alright. Thanks again. You know for what. You're a good friend. Just want you to know that. Maiko still hasn't called. Should be any time now. Let you know when I get something fresh. Okay. Wanted to thank you again, you know, for helping me with clouds. Don't want to think it could have happened if you hadn't been there. Have a fabulous day. Wow, she's texting me a lot. All right. Regina. You good? Data received. Now get out of there. Takemura. Vision without action is a dream. Action without vision is a nightmare. We should remember this. Alrighty. Rogue Amendiaries. Hope you little hothead gets the job done. Good luck. Nash is dead. Congrats. Wonder what you were hoping to get out of that. Because I don't think it was just a matter of wounded egos. Even wounded egos wouldn't do something like that. Well, oops. Stench of sin. Job for nomads. Alright. Caught up with my phone. I think. Mitch Anderson. I needed that. Take good care of the scorpion things, okay? Don't want them sending some seedy pawn shop. Okay. All right.
Got the data. Thanks, V. Get closed.
Good shit. Well, I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, chat, but this is going to be where I end part 17. This was for those who are watching the VOD. This was on a bonus Monday where I usually don't stream, so I have to do some extra stuff tonight, and I have to get up a little bit earlier tomorrow than usual. So this is going to be where I bid you adieu. This was a pretty heavy stream. All we did was side quests, and it was an hour and 45 minutes of some really intense stuff, and I hope that our conversations around it was meaningful in some way. As always, I appreciate your support of the stream. Those of you that become members by hitting the join button, those of you that give thumbs up, those of you that send tips, or those of you that buy merch at drmickmerch.com, thank you so much for your financial support. I appreciate the views as well. Whatever way you hang out here, thank you for doing that. Tell people about this stream if it's meaningful to you. Share my stuff. Join me on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And make sure you pop in our Discord. That's where I announce new things about the stream. And it's where you can get all the announcements and go live and all that fun stuff. And there's some amazing people in there. Over 2,000 people to hang out with and chat with while I'm offline. Yeah, your support is awesome. Leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and I will very much look forward to picking up on part 18. Catch you on that next episode.